Zero.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. It's Monday night, and it is D-Tech America. And let me tell you something. All the lunatics are in the house. It's like I feel like I'm at the Shady Rest leisure home for everyone. I got on the pre-show, and all of a sudden I connect to Frank's camera, and for some reason they couldn't see me, but I'm watching him, and he has kidnapped two of my friends.
Poor Elaine wanted to surprise Steve, and Steve calls her going, I'm watching you.
Elaine, if you're not safe, blink twice. We'll call the cops.
What do you mean? She's not, I'm blinking.
You kidnapped my friends. My friends Elaine and Rich show up at Frank's house in Florida.
We went.
I love it.
We went to eat at Frenchie's.
Ooh, Frenchie's is good.
Elaine has some seafood pot pie. Rich had a burger.
Yeah.
This is funny because this is what Frank said to me today. I'm on the phone with him, right? And Frank's like, "Well, we might get back late." He goes, "This restaurant fills up quick." He goes, "I'm in a resort town." I'm like, "A resort town?" Ron, he now lives in a resort town. Where do you get that from?
He's close. He's close to
the sign out in the front of my place says a resort community.
It does.
They don't lie.
It does.
They don't lie.
Community.
It's got a gym.
It's got a
gym. I got alligators.
Alligators.
I understand we only have a few minutes with Elaine and Rich, so let's real quick touch base with them because it's nice to see you guys. They're down in Florida on a trip, and I'm glad everything's going well, and it's good to see you guys. You having fun?
Oh,
Yeah,
having a
good
great
time.
time.
Yeah.
Good. You didn't trip on Frank's trash cans, did you?
No.
Oh.
She pointed it out as soon as she saw it, though.
There's a trash can.
Is this the trash can? I said, yeah, it's the trash can.
Is this the one you fell over, Frank?
Yeah.
Don't.
I wasn't telling anybody, but Celeste threw it in front of me.
Yeah.
Do not do anything to my friend, Frank.
And it looks very nice. He did a nice paint. Celeste also did a nice job.
Celeste did a lovely paint job.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're all
Do
shot.
not hurt my friends, Frank.
Huh?
Do not hurt my friends.
Listen, I've been scared since they started sitting on both sides of me here, man.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Listen, again, I have to, Elaine, again, I just want to ask, who you staying with again?
Oh.
Richard's niece.
Send Steve the number and the address, just in case you go up missing.
But listen,
No.
I got to put this warning on Detect America because I got to remind you again, no funny stuff in Denise's house. Okay, Rich?
Got it.
Rich,
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
let's face it. You're like my mom and dad.
Here's
So
the best
good
part.
to even
Here's the
think.
best part. I'm looking at Dwight in the corner. You guys can't see him. I'm looking at Dwight and he's laughing like we're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not. No, that's no joke.
Hey, Dwight, we could be their parents.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in
that's
fact,
what
we're not quite sure they're not.
That's what I said. It's like, ew, you're like parents to me. And I was thinking, oh, it's like, oh, no. But look at this. Some people will go to any lengths to get on this show.
No, but I don't know.
I
They'll drive
know
to
a couple
Florida.
people tried to get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get off it, but people are driving to Florida to get on.
Well, we told our nephew John to watch, and we told my daughter to watch.
And
They always watch. I know. I see them in here sometimes. It's good.
yeah, my nephew John and Terry, my niece, and they're all in Zephyr Hills, and they said they're going to tune in on this tonight.
That's awesome. So I heard they gave you the key to get in because it's like a 3-hour ride.
Yeah.
Zephyr Hills has the best water. I buy it over here at the Publix all the time.
Yeah,
That's like a 6-hour ride for you, Frank.
Huh?
That's like a 6-hour ride for you.
Yeah.
I don't.
I tell you what, soon as Frank says, "Oh, we're going to be going to dinner. You better follow me in my truck."
Yeah,
I never seen him drive so
So fast.
fast.
Yeah,
I
he
couldn't
did.
keep up.
Hey,
Well, there's
I
food
was, going,
involved.
I was going 2-3 miles over the speed limit, but the speed limit is 35. So
There was food involved.
You gotta catch up to him.
That was it.
Oh, well, he must have told you he was paying the bill. He figured he'd lose you before you.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, he didn't tell you where they were going.
Yeah.
and 35 miles an hour, and I'm like, "Ooh, I gotta slow down."
Okay, you guys talk legends.
Huh?
Listen.
Oh.
She's done. She wants to go home.
Oh, you going home?
Listen, I got strict orders. They can't stay past 8:30. They told me.
Yeah.
Well, you're usually in bed by this time,
And
so
that's a good point.
maybe they're keeping you up.
Now 9 o'clock.
You guys are the greatest. All right, so we'll say goodnight to Rich and Elaine.
Oh, they ain't going nowhere.
We're gonna
All right,
wait
they ain't
for-
going nowhere, but say goodnight now for when they disappear or whatever. And just you guys listen, just be safe, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll be catching up with you.
Again, no funny stuff in the niece's house, all right? You
Oh,
two?
yeah.
We're gonna have to pull Dwight aside privately and tell him that we're not joking.
No, that's the same thing. No, it's weird. It's just weird.
And remind everybody that I can't guarantee it, but theoretically, tonight's our first night simulcasting over on Josh Kimmel's Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and
Right.
Sound page.
We are ruining their channel now.
Yes, we are constantly striving to bring the ratings down of the nation.
We'll pull anyone down with us, dude. Anyone we can get a hold of. We will just bring them down with the rest with us.
Oh,
But if you remember, we were talking to Josh. We're talking about maybe changing their platform. It's a possibility. There's a possibility we may reciprocate this in the future.
Oh yeah, he can. My man's always welcome on our channel.
Well,
So-
yeah. If he ever listen, I just want to say, Josh, it's 2023. These are called cameras now. So get one
They
of those
come with
things,
every computer, right?
pretty much. Except Ronnie's. Ronnie turns on his show every week. It's a picture of his lap. I don't understand.
Yeah, I got 3 phones here, and I don't. It picks the wrong camera. I guess.
All right, I want to introduce our guest because I think we're going to have a fun show. And this all I can say about our guest is high energy.
Ooh, boy.
Yes.
This guy's got a lot of pep in his step. And I met him and Mike Boyles, man. I'll tell you what, it's been a while now, maybe 4 years ago.
What are you talking about? We see him every year at Florida Hunt.
This is when I first met him.
Oh, first met him.
Remember, I went down to
I
Orlando,
thought the mind was going with the hair.
and we met Mike. I met Mike and Dwight, and we did the broadcast by the pool. And that was when Mike Boyles pushed me in the pool. And that was the first time. And these
Wait a
guys
minute,
are great.
I wasn't there.
No, you weren't.
What was it a haunt? You were on vacation.
Me and Deb went down.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And
I
and we-
remember you being thrown in the pool. I was very excited and happy about that.
That's really funny. So let's bring in our Note Good representative, Mr. Dwight Cologne, to our show.
All righty. What's going on, everybody?
man.
Good night.
Now, I could almost just let you take the show by yourself, and you would just run
We'll
with
watch
it.
you for an hour.
Here's the thing with Dwight. You see Dwight set up at the shows. You go over and say hi to Dwight, and you talk to Dwight for like 5-10 minutes, and then like, whew, I could go sit the fuck down there.
Dwight,
Dwight tires you out just watching him.
yeah.
Dwight. Hi, it's Celeste.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Good evening.
What time is it, Dwight?
Right now, it is rise and grind. It is metal
There you go.
detecting
There
time.
it
Wow.
Nah, it's dark. I'm not going out.
Now you're getting excited. Now I'm on the show. I'm here with the legends. I know we got legend metal detectors, but y'all are some legends. Detective Mary.
Stop! You're embarrassing me. Make Steve feel bad when you talk about me like that.
Legend.
You got to feed his head. It's
Oh,
already bigger.
Legend.
His head is bigger than a Chinese satellite balloon, and you got to pump more air into it. I mean,
They were bringing me liverwurst, and they shot it down.
Oh man, we had a good time though at Dima, Frank. We definitely did have a good
Yeah,
time.
Dima was. I felt so bad. I decided they were having some intense meetings, so I was like, I'm going to go take a walk around this building. And I walked around the building and I got to these gigantic ventilator systems and they kicked on. And that was it. Tears were coming out of my eyes, my ears, my ass, everything. I couldn't breathe. The father had to go up and say, I apologize. I got to leave. I got out in the car, turned the air on. I was fine in 2 minutes.
You told me you were in the public bathroom.
Oh,
Now, that was before I had the allergic. I didn't have the allergic reaction to that.
Yeah, so yeah.
I just do that for fun.
Dwight, I gotta thank you for coming on. And I don't know why we haven't had you on
before.
on a regular basis.
We had Dwight on before.
Yeah, I know, but I mean regularly. I mean, this guy is so much fun, and I said to myself, like, why hasn't he been on recently?
I'm so thankful to be on, guys, especially with your platform. You guys have a great platform going on, and you bring you especially Frank, you and Steve. Let me go to Steve. Steve, you bring some energy, brother. Don't let it get twisted.
Hey, wait, didn't we tell you you don't need to bullshit us? We know this show sucks.
Let's not confuse.
I have the videos of Steve.
Seriously.
I got the horse videos. I got them all.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to roll out for FH9 either. I'm blank on that. I can't top that horse one.
You were riding like.
You'd be surprised what we come up with. You know what, Steve? Today was the day you were riding it.
Oh.
I got the picture today of my memories.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was that really considered riding that horse or torturing it?
Today's the day Steve was torturing a horse.
Oh man, great times. I can't wait for the hunt.
Dwight,
yes,
you kind of, I don't know when did you start detecting? Recently or like?
I actually started detecting in 2007 of November. That was the first time I ever started. The first time ever. I mean, I did own a bounty hunter previously when I lived in New York as a child. My father, he was into metal detecting as a kid, but nothing major. Like he just bought.
Right, you were born.
Time, and then he had one, and of course I was interested in it, but I didn't start till 2007, where my passion just kicked in right then and there.
Okay. So you were into metal detecting before you joined Detect America and New Age Goonies. You created that group, but it seemed like once you started this ball rolling, it got momentum fast. You went from New Age Goonies to YouTube, Facebook, and just broadcasting high energy. You do broadcasts a lot now, and it just seems like you've been really successful. And you just haven't, you enjoy doing it. It's not like me. Like I hate doing this. And
I'll tell you, the first time I ever started metal detecting, it was just like I tell everybody. The first time, 48 hours. First time I ever put a detector in my hands. I had a white PI Surf Pro. I went to Kelly Co. And, knowing that the shipwrecks were right there in Sebastian, an hour away from my home, it just like struck that engine to go. Like, if you really do metal detecting, you go out there, you could potentially find something. 48 hours later, I only had about $5 in quarters, a lot of lead, but the journey, my heart was still going. Like, I went back home and I still couldn't sleep. And I actually had met my wife the same time I started New Age Goonies. I met my wife, and we, I talked to her about it. I'll be like, I was going metal detecting, and she was like, oh, that sounds cool. And I'm like, I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm calling off again. Like, are you serious? I'm like,
that's a great son. That made you a keeper. He's not going to work.
It's just so funny because that's the difference. That's how you tell somebody who's going to stick with it. The first metal detecting I ever saw was a guy that the only find he had for the day was a pull tab, and he was all pissed off because the only found was a pull tab. And meantime, I'm sitting there going, in my head, if you can find that pull tab, imagine the other crap you could find that's made of metal. Yeah. And he gave it up. I think I bought his detector a couple of years later.
Yeah. It was one of those things that the bug caught me, and I'm so thankful for it, man. I truly believe that it kept me on that path of wanting to do something different and wanting to show people that, through all aspects of people, like, that anything is possible. I mean, I went with thought. Like, my thought was the day that I metal detect was the day I thought of New Age Goonies. Those came hand in hand, and it was
Goonies was on last
get
night, by the way.
political or religion or anything, but I asked God. I was like, God, show me something so cool. The night before this even happened, I was like, just show me something. I want to try something new. And no kidding you, I woke up from a dream of treasure hunting. And when I woke up, it felt so real that my heart was like, where's the treasure? Where did I just hide it from myself? And it was Christopher, Florida scuba hunter. And I knocked on his door. Banging on his door. I was like, bro, what did we do last night? I said, because I found treasure in my dream. And then, I said, let's become treasure hunters. That's how it started. Just like that conversation to my buddy. And he was like, that sounds pretty cool. And, he did some research. And he saw that Kelly Co was around the corner. He's like, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you. He's like, dude, if you want to become a treasure hunter, there's a thing called metal detecting, and you would need metal detectors. And he's like, Kelly Co's only like 45 minutes, and it's the largest thing. And I remember him saying that. I was like, dude, I'm selling everything. I don't care what, whatever it's going to cost. I don't care. Like, let's go check this place out. And once I did it, 15 years later, and I'm telling you right now, the same passion. Like when I find a wheat scent, the same wheat scent that I found the first day, I get the same feeling every time I find one. It's like that.
Yeah, but I got to criticize you a little bit because you drove me nuts on one of your freaking videos. When you're out there hunting strip curb and whatever it is, and I forget what the find was. It was like a pocket watch. It was something really, really cool. And you said, oh, look what I found, the pocket watch. And then you spent 10 minutes showing me the wheat penny you dug out of the freaking ground.
Yeah.
Showed me the pocket watch for 12 seconds, and you showed me the wheat penny for an hour and a half.
It was so weird. It's just the weirdest thing. Like I have, very thankful again to be able to do what I do and do it as as my job, pretty much my job. And I go out and I metal detect, and I was very, very privileged to have like Kissimmee as my backyard. Kissimmee is just a very historical place, very Latin community too. So it was kind of weird. I was always over there, and then I'm like, do you think these people would allow me to dig in the yard?
Seriously,
so many people that it's just so easy to get involved. And then once I found like my first relic, like I knew this was old and it was from the 1800s. It was on. I wanted 17, 16, 15s. Like my heart was like, all right, we're going to do this and we're going to be, I want to be the best at this. That's what I told myself. Like, I just want to go out there and be an archaeologist that really looks at treasure as fun, not something I want to keep away from people. That's why I do social media. I'm not ashamed to tell you where I hunt because of that, because I want the world to know, like, listen, it's in your backyard. It's literally in your backyard.
Seriously.
I go there and I find it. Why can't you,
And that's the funny thing I know about you is if we showed up at your doorstep right now, you would take us hunting where at your best spot.
And he
You
took
wouldn't
me
care.
to-
Unlike Frank.
Wow.
I know Frank 5 years. I know Frank 5 years.
And his
He
wife
has a
brought
house.
him
There's some
lunch
Civil
as well.
War thing in the backyard.
You remember
He said,
that?
"Come
I
on
gave
over,
up metal
my
detecting.
yard."
I didn't tell you.
I remember
I
that.
don't detect anymore.
I remember that he was like,
Yeah.
When he
This is
lived in
it,
New
too.
Jersey.
it was a beautiful.
That was a great time, Celeste. I remember that. The wife, when she brought us lunch, that was a great feeling because we were all out there. And that's the thing about metal detecting as well. I mean, I've been very busy these last couple of years. So the people that you see me with all the time, I haven't been. I'm traveling a lot. But family, when I tell you that this thing brings you to family, it's you got a lot of friends you grew up with in this industry. I mean, in your life, but in this industry, it's kind of like my family. This is what I want to do for a living. This is my team. You guys are my team. You guys are the ones that we look up to, guys and girls. I mean, but just you all out there, it's like we're a family. We're like the NBA of metal detecting. We all go out there. We
It
have
was a
Sure.
hot day. Your wife
That's
brought us a meal, and Gary Penta brought the water and the
Wow.
Gatorades.
Wow.
It was a great day.
Awesome.
If Elaine was there, she'd bring the
I bring
wine.
the-
Yeah, pasta.
Piece of
All
pasta.
that light on the go snacks.
What about the old school grounds?
The old school ground. And that's another thing. Everybody, when you look at my logo, know this. Those coordinates were the honey hole. That I never ever hit anything, and I wanted people to know that if you just did one little bit of research on those numbers I gave you, that's where I find all my goodies at. Like, it was the oldest schoolyard in Kissimmee, Florida, established in early 1800s, and not only that, but right around that area, like they had a high school, they had a school for only blacks, they had a school for only native. Like, it was broken down into so many sectors that when I went to the honey hole, it was filled. I mean, literally, me and my E-Track found over 100 silvers in some days, like in a day, because this was old high school. And that's what kept me in Kissimmee. And after that, I knew right there, I was like, you know what? Let's clean this town out. Before I go anywhere else, this is going to be the town I clean out.
Sure. Great to have an old
Nice
town,
town.
and absolutely.
I just want to tell you that Shelly is bombarding the chat. I think she's got the hots for your dad. all, all I'm reading.
That's so funny.
Now maybe other people can use the chat now. Shell.
I can't actually see none of the comments right now, and I hope that everybody can
Better off.
see the camera, because
You're
just
better off not reading some of these comments. Trust me. That's why I don't read them during the show. I just happen to glance over, and
Yeah.
Shelly's comments are usually larger than everyone else's.
Yeah.
So explain New Age Goonies.
All right. New Age Goonies is a group I established in 2007. It's just a group for a bunch of people. How I thought about everything was, when I started this, I wanted it to be a group of, it was never a single person. I never wanted to be a New Age Goonie. Not the word Goonie. Like, the word Goonie to me was just it was singular. Like, just me. I have a big family. I come from a family of, like, I could make one phone call, I have 100 people here in 2 seconds, and they're all family. And I thought about this. I was like, well, the Goonies was a group of people, and I wanted to keep that feeling of, we're going to be treasure hunting. We're going to do this. And when I started New Age Goonies, I just thought about all my friends. I didn't want nobody to feel left out, because I was thinking out the box. I was doing something that nobody in my circle has ever thought of. But at the same time, I didn't want to just close my circle and just leave it to where nobody else felt like they could come in. So when I started New Age Goonies, that's why I started it as a group, not as me being by myself. I made sure that when I came out, I had people wearing, like, T-shirts and things like that, just because we are all Goonies. I mean, if
I
you
got
ever,
a Goonie shirt. I got Goonie shirts.
yeah, that's
You
what
hooked
I
me up
wanted.
with swag.
That's what I
I
brought.
got to tell you. See, I thought the same thing about Detect America. I was like, yeah, it's going to be a great group. We're going to have a lot of fun. And then I quickly realized I don't like Frank.
Bro,
And
I love you.
just went downhill from there. Luckily, I got Ronnie covering me, carrying me here, because it just went south.
Yeah,
But that's why
this is what I tell a lot of people. I've been able to travel. New Age Goonies. Back to why I believe in New Age Goonies. When I first started this, I told my wife, my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I see something big here. I see something, a vision. I see me traveling to these places and being able to speak about metal detecting, treasure hunting, and different things. Just even showing a different look to what I was traditionally seen. I was trying to just stay myself. I didn't want to change. I didn't want to, I was always a fashionista. I love clothes. And I said to myself, I don't need to change.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, baby. Like, that's what I mean. I'm one of those guys that like to, I always say this, I'm going to look good when I'm digging, and I'm going to get dirty and still look good when I leave the dig. And I can detect for hours and hours. I just feel that when I'm out there, I believe it in my heart. My heart takes me to these treasures, and I truly believe that this was a gift from God to me. Like, this was not something, when I was asked in middle school, high school, as in elementary school, what do you want to do when you grow up, Dwight? My mother and father both in law enforcement. I have doctors, I have lawyers, I have everything in my family. And my answer is, I don't know yet. I'll let you know when I know. And when I turned about 25 years old, I remember calling my mother crying, literally crying, gentlemen. I'm not kidding you. I was like, Mom, I figured out what I wanted to do and what I want to do in my life. And she was like, what is it, honey? That's crazy that you're calling me. You got a business in the Florida Mall. You're doing very good. What else do you want to do? And I told her, well, I want to be a treasure hunter. And She thought, she was like, honey, you need to call your dad right now. Seriously, I'm talking about serious. She was like, Dwight, I don't know what you're talking about. Call your dad right now. Explain to him because you sound like something's going on. Because I was telling her, I'm not doing this. I'm working. And I called my dad, and I remember telling him, and he told me, he's like, Dwight, remember I used to do metal detecting when you were young? And I said, I don't know anything about any of that, but I figured out what I want to do in life. And you know, nobody ever told me no. Nobody ever told me I was crazy. Nobody ever told me, Dwight, you know, don't do this. You know, you might go back and you're gonna regret leaving your field of work. And I knew it. I got the gift of gab. I love being around people. I enjoy people. Like we could talk for 12 hours straight. And guess what? I am not gonna leave your side until you walk away.
And you're proving it right here.
Nothing to worry about.
You're proving it right here on our show.
I wanted to be a veterinarian, but Steve talked me out of it.
Yeah.
We see how well you did. You see, the thing is, like I said, you've already taken over the show, and we're just all three of us are just sitting here going, "Boy, okay."
So
So
we haven't even
now,
started yet.
now, move me into Notka. How did you get into Notka?
All right, so this is a great story. First off, it all started with Kelly Cope, and this is going back to I was going at the CWPPO. I used to live right around the corner from them, like I said, and you know, me and Brian.
You were at CWPPO?
Brother, I was there when you came with your
I don't
GPR.
remember you.
It was. That's what I was
But
so
you have
crazy.
dementia.
You and I were like when Sam Waters. She was like, "I want you to talk." We were doing presentations together, brother.
Oh my God! Yeah.
That's what people like, we're so deep in this, brother, and that's what I'm telling you. Since the beginning, I was never left out of anything, and you know, I was able to be there, and that's what made it so much fun. Frank, I remember you when you found this gentleman's body. I was right next to you, sir. I remember when the news people came and they were talking to you. I remember the family.
I remember when the guy drove me around his gator, thought he was going to kill me in the woods.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was there for all of that, Frank. And you know, being there, even in Vancouver, those were the reasons why. And now we're going to Nocta. Well, what happened with Nocta was I went to the CWPPO and there was a couple of machines that I was already testing out for them. I was testing out the Racer 2 and the Nocta Force Relic. So once I got those machines, I was a Mind Lab, man. I had my, you know, my detectors from them. I would E-Track. I love my Safari. So I brought those out there and I love to use them. I mean, I was like, dude, these machines are different, but I was solely for my E-Track. So I told Kelly Coe, thank you for allowing me to try these metal detectors. You know, I love them. Thank you so much. But I didn't know this company. So fast forward a little time goes by. I lose my E-Track. Somebody stole my E-Track. Remember, I made a big deal about it. They stole my equipment. I was broken. I was so broken because that was my baby. And my wife looked at me. She said, don't you got all those other detectors in your room in the closet? And I'm like, no, I need my detectors. Don't talk about those other ones. And she wouldn't budge. She would not budge. I had other detectors now, but she would not budge to getting me back my E-Track. She was not budging. And I told myself, let me just try it out. I tried it out. I liked the company. And of course, I went back to my other detectors. I went back to getting an E-Track and Safari. I loved them. And then Mark Hoover called me and he's like, Dwight, there's this company, Nocta Macro at the time, Nocta Macro. He's like, I would love for you to talk to the lady who runs it. Her name is Dilek, and you're a great guy in this community. I think that you would be for a new company that's coming up. This is actually Mark Hoover. If you're listening to this,
Was this when Dilek was just coming on board with them?
Yeah, she was just. Well, she's actually been there since 2003, if I'm correct. I think 2003, but
really?
They were growing as a company rapidly. And then Mark was like, Dwight, I just want you to go ahead and think about that. And, you know, Mark Hoover is a gentleman I look up to. I take great advice. He gives me great advice. And he explained to me about this company. And sure enough, I gave it a look, and I just saw what the company had for the future of metal detecting. I come from an area where, again, this is just from my opinion, okay? I when I was buying these detectors, I bought them. I didn't mind what the price was.
Listen, let me cut you off one second real quick. They don't want to interrupt anybody. They're saying goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Nice to see
Bye,
you.
guys. Drive carefully.
You
Be
too.
safe.
Good night.
Now we'll be doing some digging Wednesday.
Yep.
They're coming back.
They're not going anywhere but to their
Over to
chateau.
my cousin, over to,
Right, but you said you're digging with them Wednesday.
my
We're going to
family.
the beach Wednesday.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. All right.
Good night.
Okay, Steve.
Good night. Good
Everyone.
drive safely. Safe travels.
Rich, don't hit her in the head with the door. Just let you know.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Thanks for reminding her of that.
Yeah.
Dwight, good listening to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you at the event last year, sir.
You too.
Guys,
you don't-
drive safe.
Okay, we sure will.
But Dwight, you don't have to be around them all the time, man. It's like
And give me a buzz and let me know what time and everything you want to. Yep.
You want to hear something funny though? After you guys said that, I remember a funny story from Florida. I think you guys told me something at Florida Hunt that I remember, and now I remember them.
yeah, yeah, it's true.
I think you told me something, and now I just
Now that they're out the
Oh
door,
my
the stories
God.
we can tell.
Oh my God. Listen, you always have fun with those two wherever you're at. man.
Yeah,
So
we're going to a seafood restaurant tonight, and Rich is in the parking lot. I heard they got really good seafood here. Oh, really good seafood. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really good seafood. Yeah,
You don't
I
like
don't eat seafood. I want a burger.
yeah, he don't eat seafood.
But you mentioned Frenchie's. Frenchie's is a great spot. That's a spot right there.
Like Frenchies.
I love it.
All right, so
Yeah.
you
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So,
Dwight.
no, it's just one of those feelings that I just saw that. I'll be honest. I felt like I put in some work in this industry. I will tell you, and companies were building teams at the time, and being.
And I got on the losing one.
Yeah,
I got on the worst one.
I even said this.
I
too.
got on the worst team in the NFL here, dude.
It's so crazy because when those teams were being built, I won't lie to this is why I love these platforms. And so you could tell them, I was like, man, I'm ready. I told my wife I came home. I'm so excited. I'm like, they're building teams. All the companies are doing it. And then I didn't get contacted. And then that's when Mark contacted me about Nocta. And I did my research. I saw what kind of technology they were using. Me being an avid hunter, I don't want to just say a machine is great just because I'm sponsored. It wasn't that. It was like more of going out, doing the same thing I do every day, but seeing if there was anything that just made it, if I was finding better stuff, if there was difference in the technology that I was using, I was just straightforward in what I used before. But this time I had to really look because I didn't know what I was jumping into. It was a brand new company. And once I tried them out, I knew it right then. I honestly called Mark, and Mark will tell you, I called him next day and I said, Mark, I'm going to move forward with what you told me, sir. And I said, thank you for, mentioning me to DLEC. And he's like, are you sure? Because I know that you're going to do it, and you're going to do it really, like, you're going to be serious into this. So just make sure this is the company.
I don't know,
And
man. Mark calls me all the time. He didn't put me on the damn team.
Yeah, no, and it's so crazy. I don't, I really truly think Mark, and I mean that because Mr. Hoover, just a blessing, his family, Gail, all of them, they've always,
Good
whenever
people.
I see them, they treat me with so much love.
Yeah,
And
Mark does nothing but get me in trouble.
Yeah, well,
no. And that's when I knew he wouldn't steer me in anything.
oh,
that
you,
wouldn't want me
you're
to
being led
do.
down the primrose path. Let me tell you, go hang out with Mark and KG and Ringy one night, and let's
Oh,
let's
yeah.
see the story of Mark
No.
after the
Listen.
party.
I have some stories about all of them. We took over Texas before. Me and the Garrett crew have taken over Texas. Like, it was so crazy. I
A
can't
lot of
Let's put it this
detecting
way. The
stories-
mayor came out of his town and told the bars and everything to open back up. He was like, "Don't you shut this town down right now." I was literally like, "Hey."
A lot of detecting stories really come. There's in every detecting story, like Mark Hoover is involved somehow.
That's the
He's
problem.
always
We blame KG, you blame Ringy, you blame Gary, and then all of a sudden you realize, you know what? Mark
Yeah.
Hoover's involved in every one of these incidents. Mark
He's
Hoover's
the magnet of all of them. He's the one.
Mark Hoover goes, "Frank, can I ask you a question?" And I'm involved in not realizing that Mark Hoover is simply distracting me while they steal my phone.
See, this is why we have so much fun in wherever we go and we meet, because we like to have fun. It's all about that. And when those guys call us, we answer the phone. You know,
sure. That's
anyone that calls us, we answer the phone. We're not out of reach. We're not. It's not all about it.
but
besides
thanks to
Frank,
caller
I'm
ID,
like,
I don't have to
it's not
answer when
about-
Steve calls.
Yeah.
Frank's all about Frank and me. Frank is
Oh,
the
man, Frank.
iron team, but for the most part, anyone that contacts us, he will answer the phone. He might be like, "Yeah, you reach Frank the Star, whatever," but once you get past that, he's there for you. And Ronnie's the go-to guy, man. Everybody
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what
I
happened?
thought you passed out for a minute.
thought we were gonna have to dial
Look,
911.
look. That was, oh man, it's about to get real in here.
And now Ronnie is everybody's got Ronnie's phone number. They call him for everything, man. They're on the phone. He's getting stuff out immediately.
Great guy.
He
Great guy.
knows them all. But I've realized that, like Ronnie, Chuck Smalley, Mark Hoover, these guys, they all know people.
They're the glue. I say it like this. They are
Yeah.
the glue. And the reason why I say that is, gentlemen, is because in this industry, it's treasure hunting. It's a treasure hunt. So regardless of what we say, it's actually like we're going out there, we're looking for something. And sometimes some people just don't want people around them while they're looking for treasure. And those are the type of people that keep the glue together. And like Mark Hoover is he's the gorilla glue in my heart, because with him, he's literally put me onto great people that I still deal with today. All the major companies. Now, mind you, just because I'm sponsored by Nocta does not mean I don't talk to Steve, Debbie, Fish, oh my God, I can't, please.
Wait, you talk to Debbie? Can you get her to give me a call? Because she won't return my phone.
What's my brother's name? I can't believe I'm about to say. I can't believe this.
Russ Barbona.
Russ and he's one of my closest. I love Russ. Like I love these guys, and that's what the thing is about me.
I love Russ too.
Parent with everyone. Like I love you all, regardless of what I swing. I'm just a vibe to the community. That's all I want to be. I do swing the legend. I do swing for Nocta. When I go out there, I represent them. It's because I chose them, but I didn't choose them to just say, "Hey, everybody, I can't talk to you no more." No, I wanted to make
No.
sure.
We need to be part of you and I need to be part of a larger group. That's the whole thing with me is
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you just need to be part of a larger room.
Stop.
A larger chair. I need a larger chair. That's real funny. While I'm trying to do a really serious interview with this guest that's hard to get on our show, I finally land a good guest, and you got to throw a grenade in the room.
Dwight knows me. There ain't no way Dwight came into this situation not thinking I was going to do shit to you.
Yeah, right. He didn't know what to think. He don't know how we're going to approach him on this show. You never know what's going to happen on this show.
That's for sure.
The legend is.
Yes,
I got to tell you something, man. Honestly, it's since Frank picked it up. Okay, and that was the first time I became acquainted with the legend. Was when Frank got it and we took it out. But that thing has taken off like a rocket ship in this industry.
Listen, like I said, we know guys, and we talk about the machines we use and the CTX and the Manticore and the whatever. And we know a hardcore CTX user that has told us to our face that he has put it in the closet for the legend.
And Frank,
All
there's
our buddies
others.
use it now.
There's others out on the internet that are doing that.
I just say this about the Legend. You know, if you're looking for that all-around machine, that one machine that you want to take with you everywhere, and that's another reason. Like I said, remember about buying these detectors. You want a machine that could perform in any terrain, and you know, we had the Simplex, we had the Amphibio, but when the Legend dropped, the Legend was, to me, the game changer that I wanted in this industry. Why? It had all the features that we implemented on our other detectors, but we had it in the frequency setting.
Yeah.
And me being one of those hunters that are, I call it Kissimmee. I know this is gonna sound really crazy, but I call it KISS for short. Keeping it simple, shorty. Okay, like shorty. Why I say that is because my detector, I don't do anything. When people say, you're crushing it out there, send me your settings, do all this. I'm like, I just turned it on. I just the multi one, and I'm in park mode. That's it. Sensitivity full blast 30. They're like, no, what did you do? Let me see your detector. And I'll literally get crazy. I'll be like, don't touch my detector. Don't go through my settings. You can look at everything, but don't touch it, because I keep it so simple. And that's the thing that I always try to let my people know. When you get a detector, the engineers know what they're doing. This Legend was built for performance. The Legend was built to stick with the detectors of the future. We're moving in that direction. And the way that DLEC and the team have brought it to us with all the features that get implemented, you know, I know that we get tired of updates. Some people, you know, they're like, I just want it. We do the updates because of us. We don't, if there was nobody who said anything, we wouldn't do an update. I would stick with the 109 because me personally, I have a 109, I have my 110. I have two Legends. I'm doing phenomenal with both of them. And I switch out both of them because I do have the LG 30 and the LG
24.
LG, and I have them both on my machines.
Let
That's
me
why
ask you a
I
question.
use both. But the thing is, these engineers, when they built the Legend, they built a phenomenal detector. And being able to say that I've used a bunch of detectors in my past has given me the knowledge to know what I want for my future of detecting. And you know, I always applaud D-Like on her tenacity, the way that she's like, Dwight, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. That's me. I'm the same way. When I met D-Like, that was one of the things that made me really genuinely love her. She never told me once. And I'm sorry to say this, but I've had companies tell me, bring it down. And I'm like, I can't believe you just told me to do that. And you're my friends, you know what I mean? They're my friends, but they're like, if you bring it down, you're gonna get so I'm like, that's where you went wrong. I was like, you bringing me down takes me out of the element that brought me to this.
Okay,
And
question.
I got you.
D-Like,
Question.
listen, she never won. I mean, when we're at these events, even those big conventions, not once. I mean, I'm going 1,000 miles per hour, and she is like, "You better not slow down." I'm like, I didn't think I could slow down, and that's the thing. She allows me to be me, and with a company behind me that's willing to say, "Hey, Dwight, you do what you got to do. We believe enough in you that you can speak about our company and speak highly of our company and represent our company well." That's what took me. It really showed me that now I have a place in this industry. Now I have something that a stepping stone. Now I can say something and they will implement it, or they will take it into consideration. Like Dwight is somebody we can listen to, and he does have a little bit of input in what we do. And that's what helped me to understand that I'm gonna do my best. Even for being healthy, you know, I took that as the same thing as metal detecting. I realized that I am somebody who people look up to. And I wanted to make sure that when they look up to me, they see something that they like. And I took that all into consideration. Like we came out with the Legend. I want to be the Legend.
I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do you prefer, dirt or beach?
My love is the beach, but I neglected her for about like 3 years, man. I haven't done hardly no beach hunting. I mean, I do my beach hunting when I go
We
with my
see
family.
you doing the dirt most of the time. Yeah, I know.
Dirt, man. I love relics. My thing is jewelry is fine. I found great jewelry, but relics is something about those relics that just get me going. I love to go out there. I love to find these old homesteads. I love to do the research. I actually, I don't know, I haven't really told anybody this, but like Onyx Hunt, you know that Onyx Hunt map app?
Right.
That right there has helped me tremendously. I mean, I know that a lot of us use it, but it really has put me into some places in these towns that are very historical, haven't even been seen by a metal detector, and they're in
You
the
gotta-
park, woods.
You
And
gotta
those,
send me a message. I got a different app you might like trying.
okay, yeah,
It's like Onyx, but it's free.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually was contacted by Onyx. So just so we know, that's the type of thing they were like, "Hey, man, you really use this for metal detecting?" And the owner, well, one of his reps contacted me, and he was with the owner. He was like, "Can you
Right, because
explain
it
why?"
really is for hunting.
He was like, "For
It's
metal
more or
detecting?"
less for hunting. Huh?
Yeah, it's for hunting. That's why when he found out, he got one of the reps and the owner. He was like, "Tell me your story about metal detecting on it."
Sure. And if they can break into a new industry, with that, I'm sure they would love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it keeps me safe. Remember, I knock on doors. We have the right to bear arms in the state of Florida. So when I'm knocking on your door, you got to understand, not only am I trying to be the most respectful person you've ever met, but I got to be very cautious when I'm walking up to you. And with that app, it's helped me tremendously. I mean, I walk up and I'm like, Miss Rodriguez or Miss Baba. It messes their mind up because they're like, who are you?
Yeah, they're like, I'm on the phone with 911. You better get off my property.
Yeah. And that's another thing, man. I always make sure I'm smiling when I walk up to that door. I'm like, hello.
How about when I think it was FH8 or it was either FH8 or FH7, Barack came.
Yes.
And now I meet Barack and I'm like, dude, you really reek of tourist. So I said, Barack, here's what I need you to do. And he's like, oh yeah, what? Like he thought I was really someone important or something. I don't know. I had this guy going, and I go, all right, Barack, here's what I want you to do. Repeat after me. He's like, okay. I go, I am Barack, yo. And he's like, I sit there and looks at me like, is this guy for real? And all of a sudden, you remember the next thing he's doing, he's going, I am Barack, yo.
Sir, just so you know, that still goes on every day now.
Yeah, he
texts me. All I hear is Big Barack, yo. That's what Big Barack, yo.
I got, and he needed that. I mean,
yeah, that's him. That's him.
You can't land in America and be very easily realized that you're not from here. When he puts his chest down and goes, I am Barack, yo. That
That's what I was doing.
He felt it. Listen, you gave him his trademark now because let me tell you, that guy runs Vegas. He runs around all these places calling himself Big Barack, yo.
Here's my question. Do you think D-Lec will be making FH9?
I have great news. Yeah, we're gonna be rocking. I'm just telling you right now, 80% she's coming. We'll be at Dick Stock. Be there. Barack will be there. She's traveling a lot more. She
may want to bring a taser for when she meets me. So
she's so listen.
Oh, see, Barack's watching. I think Barack's watching the show. So yeah, he is. So yeah, D-Lec, you might want to bring a taser when you meet Steve, like a lot, like 60,000 volts. I mean, I'm just saying.
Oh, I want to make sure that we all talk about everything too. Like, did you see our new security detectors that I showed at the SHOT Show? Did you see those?
No.
Those are pretty cool, bro. I don't know what people know, but those.
I hear you talking about it, but I haven't seen them yet.
I'm gonna come over to your house and bring you all the goodies.
There you go. You gotta see the new security detectors. I said, yeah, but I haven't seen them yet.
You may want to ask Jen Foreman if she's got an extra taser because she always keeps one ready for when I'm around. She almost zapped me.
Your hair out. I told her you're getting ready to start braiding it.
So you're doing security detectors now, metal detectors?
Yes, sir.
Like the walkthroughs.
Yeah. They're actually. I mean, this is from what I'm told. Okay, this is from what I'm told. They're working on those walkthroughs as we speak, but the security wands are readily available. Amazing units, fully submersible. Same kind, that's the thing I love about Nocta. They don't play around with their machine. They make everything fully submersible, down to our children's detector, even to our security wands. So they kind of like the new things. It works on the condensity of the metal too. Usually those new type of materials, some people make it very lightweight metals and they don't go off as heavily as in a metal detector as they normally would. The new kind of technology they have on those work phenomenal. There's just so many great things. And, we got the AccuPoint coming out. Seen a little bit of pictures on those. Those look amazing. There's so many great things happening with Nocta. And that's another thing too, they're moving forward with technology, but also we're making it affordable. And I come from a community, and that's what I was getting at. I come from a community where people want the best stuff, but they are not ready to pay the prices. And that's why I love Nocta. And I love to tell people, listen, we have every kind of company out there. We have all different types of equipment. But what I use, I love. I can show you how to use it. It's something that I took on very simple. Like I say, KISS is it's one of my things. I'm probably going to make a card on it. It's just very keeping it simple. And, that's what I love about it. When I tell my family, hey, I got this, they don't feel like, oh, I can't get that, Dwight. No, they're like, yo, I'm going to go get one. I
heard Herbert's in the house.
Right there. Look at these. These are filled, ready to go. And you know why? It's because just a great thing that's happening. I don't just do metal detecting, guys. And I'm going to use your platform to let everybody know. I'm involved with schools, man. When I tell you I'm like a big brother to a lot of these kids nowadays. Like, I'm going to these schools. I'm being involved in coaching. My wife's PTO presidents. We do galas for all the Catholic schools in
Steve was really involved in schools too, but then they got a restraining order.
No, I'm serious. Like, and that's the thing about it. It's, I'm spreading this word. I'm a different entity into what I want to do. I want to just be able to let everybody know about metal detecting. And I wear it on my sleeve. I love it. I enjoy it. And if anybody has ever wanted to do it, whoever's tuned on to this show right now, Detect America, if you ever wanted to pull that plug and get yourself a detector, you need to contact Mr. Ronnie, like ASAP. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
I'm 40 years old.
He'll rip you off like he did all of us.
Yeah, I'm serious. 2007, life-changing moment. And why I tell people to buy from people like Ronnie, it's so important to build a relationship with your dealer. And the reason why is because with Ronnie, you can call Mr. Ronnie. You can talk to Mr. Ronnie and ask those questions about those detectors that a lot of these
people give him your credit card number. So
yeah, no, but that's the thing too. Once you do this, it's kind of like when I tell people, hey, you got to talk to Ronnie, whoever it is, I always make sure and let them know you're.
Oh, no.
He always lets them know. Have your credit card ready.
I'm sorry. I was saying that, you're going to build a relationship that's forever. These people become family. And not only that, but you're supporting people in their business. Like Ronnie,
they're calling him right now.
You're selling his detectors as we speak.
That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to get it now.
Right.
Oh, wait.
We got to see who this is.
Hello.
On the show. It's about his car warranty up
on
there.
the podcast right now as we speak.
Hello?
Yeah, it's about his car warranty.
Oh, what can I do for you?
All right, so Drew.
But that's the thing. It's so important to make sure and pull the trigger on getting a metal detector. Don't let nobody ever stop you to try something new. Because, and Frank, even the things that you build, like the Ugly Box, sir, that is so important for us salvagers and treasure hunters. You don't know how many times I thought I can build one, and there's so much more science to it that people just think, oh, I'm going to connect wires and do. I'm like, no, Ronnie built this for a reason, bro. Like, y'all don't understand the madness or the way that we do things here. Like, Ronnie, you took the time out of your style, whatever you were doing, to do something for us. You built us a machine that we don't have to go get electrocuted or do this and trying to do stuff like that. You built it.
I'm trying to get Steve I got Steve's 110 volts, but he hasn't stuck his fingers in it yet.
So So what we got to do here is we got to wrap this up. I want you to briefly tell us where people can find you. Facebook, YouTube. Give us sell your pitch
Where
right
are
now.
you setting up shop now? We know you're going to FH9, but where else are you setting up shop?
All right, check it out. Right now we have a busy schedule going on. We're going to be at the Florida Hunt 9, right? It's 9, correct? Correct. Florida Hunt will be at Digstock. I will be at there is a couple shows. Let me go ahead and post that down on below in the comments.
Right. Well, you can post anything
Post
on
it
our
on the page,
page.
brother.
You've got the carte blanche on our page. You've got your web page, Facebook page under Dwight Cologne. So if anyone who's not friends with Dwight, you need to send him a friend request.
Do that.
And start. He broadcasts a lot on Facebook. Where else do you broadcast?
I do TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, let's just say this. Every social media outlet that they have, just type in New Age Goonies and you'll see your boy there.
Okay. Because I'll be on Facebook and you'll be doing a live and your lives are very energetic.
I knew you were coming on today, and I went to bed last night. I fell asleep with the TV on with some ridiculous streaming channel on
At 8 p.m.
about 8:30. But about 2 a.m. I wake up and Goonies is on.
See? And that's another thing, guys. I'm going to say this here. You all know that this is a family. And one thing about family is this.
Yeah, my dad's an a-hole.
We do this as a family. Whenever we do anything, like Frank, when you were on TV, bro, that was the most coolest thing I've ever seen.
No,
you know why,
stop
bro?
that. No.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Gave me,
Don't do that.
gave me that passion. And people always like, Dwight, why are you not on TV shows or anything? We are. We just got to wait for them to get released. That's what I want everybody to know. We are working on something amazing. And that's why I said, get into it. This is going to be the biggest hobby in the world. This is going to take over. And make sure you call Mr. Ronnie. You let him know what you're looking for. The man sells everything. And not only that, but he takes care of his people. And that's what's so important. And Ronnie, I hear nothing but great things about you, sir. I just want you to know in this community, they love you. And Detect America, you have one of the biggest platforms for everybody to showcase a lot of the stuff that's going on. You guys are very funny. You guys are, that's important, man. We don't need to be so serious in this because.
Amen. You hit the nail on the head.
One of these days, I'm going to be serious.
We always have those people that reach out like, "Oh, I thought this was a detecting show."
No. They need
every now and then you got to talk about dogs' anal glands. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There's people. You know what I tell people? There's people for that.
Exactly.
They're called veterinarians.
Yeah.
We are a family. That's what we want to convey.
We are we're the family. If you are in treasure hunting, metal detecting, salvaging, this is the family. This is it. Come meet your family. Come to Detect America. Go hit up your people. Let them know you found it. There is no more wanting to know if you want to get into it. Today's the day. Today is the day. Mel Fisher said it when he went to go look for treasure. The more you wait, the more you're going to be like, I wish I would have picked up that detector. They're not heavy no more, too. Another thing, too, folks, I love to let people know this. When people come in there, like, can I hold the detector? And they put it in their hands and they're older gentlemen. And I'm like, that's why you didn't metal detect, sir? Because you thought it was heavy? Back in the day.
Difference if you picked up a metal detector 15 years ago and you picked up a metal detector. The lightest of the light was heavy.
Yes, and now anybody could do it. I got kids swinging the Simplex, the Legends. I mean, just, they pick them up. So why can't we go out there? I tell my dad all the time, great gentleman, still young. But I'm like, Dad, you could be my best friend. We just need to go metal detect because that's my family. That's my,
Yeah, and it's so funny you say that because at the end, towards the end of my father's life, towards the end of my uncle's life, they couldn't do it. They couldn't go out and do it. But they lived for the days you bring back the stuff that you found in the ground. And they were as much as part of that hobby as I was out there digging it because they got to relive it and look at, and some of the stuff that was found on their homestead sites. And they're like, oh my God, remember these things? We used to use them in this shop. So it extends past the guy swinging the metal detector too.
Yeah, and that's why I'm implementing the best vibe in metal detecting. You got kids, Get them into metal detecting.
I
This is
hate my kids.
there's so much fun involved into it.
I
Like
hate them all.
kids, I have my son and and I can't wait for them to come out with me and really get involved because it brings us closer, man. Family is like so important. Ever since we were locked down and everything was going on, it brought us to realize one thing: family is important. And in this metal detecting family, not only do you get to have a good time with people, but you also get to find goodies. That's my thing.
Absolutely. I can tell
All
everyone.
right,
People are
so-
like, I can't believe you get up 6 a.m. to walk on the beach. Where the hell else are you going to get up, see the
You know,
sunrise, see
You may wake up at
and
6.
maybe find some stuff?
Thank you, Frank.
You may get up at 6, but you're always late coming to my house.
Because I have to fit you into my window. I get up at 6, but Steve wants me to pick him up at 10:03.
All right. So
But-
here's the deal.
Right, though,
Here's
I'm
the deal.
Puerto Rican. I'm always late. Regardless of
We've got to get this wrapped up because we still got a couple other things to do, maybe a giveaway. So I want to thank you more than anything for coming on the show. I look forward to our continued friendship as well as seeing you at FH9. Ron, do you have anything to say to Mr. Dwight?
Hey, man, always a pleasure to see you. You're a ball of energy, and I love that. And let me tell you something, buddy.
Fire.
Stay the way you are. Don't change. Don't listen to anybody. Don't listen.
Except when I'm around because you make me tired.
My head's spinning now.
It gives
How
me-
about this? How about this? We all get together and we all make the first energy drink for the metal detecting team. in New York. We call it Rise and Grind. It's
I'm
metal
gonna
detecting.
put Valium in yours.
You heard? Look. I just gave us the seed. Now let's plant it and watch it grow.
So
If we all
Frank,
get together, we could all be doing this.
would you like to say goodnight, Frank?
I make ugly boxes. I could probably whip up an energy drink. What the hell?
Hey, I'll be at your house in a couple of days.
All right, brother. Thanks so much for coming on, Dwight. It's great to
Thanks.
see you, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks for
All right,
coming
buddy.
on.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
So I told you I knew we were going to have an energetic guest.
Wait, I gotta take a Valium. Hold on.
I knew we were going to have a very energetic guest. He's the greatest guy in the world.
He's
I
nice.
knew the time was going to go by very fast, and I knew we didn't have to script anything.
No, we barely had to talk. We could have put 3 pictures of ourselves.
I
up
just
here.
didn't plan on him
Let's
feeding.
go, baby.
I just didn't plan on him feeding your ego like he did.
Listen, you know what? He's
It's gotta be a
obviously
rule.
a man of good taste. Can I
I'm
say?
going to start typing up a new rule for Detect America guests. Anybody, they can't come on and start
Talking about
feeding
Frank.
your head. Ronnie, who was on the phone?
Actually, it was a gentleman that contacted me through eBay today, and
Okay.
we need to make a discussion about a product he needs.
So it was a genuine phone call.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, well, tell him to call you back.
Not a DA member. Just
Tell him to
somebody
call you
from
back
eBay.
after the show next time.
Yeah. Well, I did. You see, I told him I'd call him later.
That's funny as hell. You never know what's going to happen on this show. Who's going to walk down in my basement? Who's going to be at Frank's house? Who's calling Ronnie? Who's doing it? It just builds. And you want us just to talk about metal detecting only? Good luck.
Yeah. You know, we got a very broad base. So,
Now, just for people who keep asking, I'm just going to say it. This week, I'm hitting the beach with the Manicore, and this week I'm going to start the review. I think I've reached that point.
Yeah.
I got turned on to a couple of guys that fed me some programming tips, and I've been chatting back and forth. I'm going to have him on the show soon, and it was like a light switch. Holy crap! That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you're having someone on the show?
Yeah, a couple of weeks I'm going to have him on the show. Guy put together a pro. He has a group of guys that they attack machines, and they also kind of compare notes, and he put together a couple of tips on it that I kind of didn't really see. I hadn't really gotten into them, and when I did, wow, that's all I can
Yeah,
say.
well, you've been telling me. I'm doing the wheel. So do we have giveaways or no?
I got some stuff here. Something a little different. Let's try something a little different.
Ron,
Okay.
Ron and Steve chatted up for a couple seconds.
So,
Gotta go to the
Important
bathroom.
meeting stuff.
well, I could tell you this much. Frank's been telling me a lot about this Manicore, and as it goes along, he keeps telling me. And I mean, I don't want to say perception, his opinion. Okay. Oh boy. Uh-oh. So hold on one second. So Frank's been, as he's been progressing with this detector, he's gone from what do you call it, a novice, to really getting into this thing. And I think this machine is turning out to be, I mean, living up to its expectations.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
just too bad we can't get any.
well, I mean, is that what you're getting, Ron?
They're trickling in so slow. It's just ridiculous.
But there still has to be a ton of them out there because,
well, yeah, they're getting out there. You got to figure they might have 500 dealers or 400 dealers, and each guy's getting 2. So there's 1,000 machines. So.
Then because they're hitting the market, and everyone who has one must be online bragging about it.
Pretty much. Yep.
Because a lot of people have them, and I don't know, it's just neat. It's good. I mean, it's really great. So, have you gotten any in recently?
About a week and a half ago, I got 2 in, and usually the way it looks like we're getting 2 every 3 weeks.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's pathetic.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just keep watching the reviews, who's got them, who's doing this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be a while before you can get any kind of accurate reviews, because it really is so new. The guys are out there, and like I said, Frank's working with that thing often, almost every day. But
I told him, I said, look, it's about time you get your review done. And he's like, yeah, I think you're right. Because, other people have the reviews out there. And
yeah, but let me just say this. Literally 10 days ago, I couldn't have done it. I had kind of like exhausted everything that is like on the face of this machine when you get it. And literally it took these last 10 days to kind of get into the tweaking of the Ferris limits, and actually writing programs on the screen, which is a big difference from the CTX 3030. We could do it on a computer, but doing that now, it's guys that are out there and really liking that machine. If you're not doing this yet, if you're not playing with those limits, if you're not really truly writing screen programs for that 2D screen, you're missing out, because wow, what a difference it makes. It's a whole different machine to me in the last 10 days.
Well, I think the best part is I think you're now to a point where you can give good advice.
Yeah, I pretty much feel pretty confident knowing the machine at this point.
Mm-hmm. And I had even told you this 2 weeks ago. I said, because you were like, yeah, I don't know, blah, 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 it's doing this. I said, look, every time what I've seen of you is you find these little hurdles and you figure out how to overcome them. And that's,
you got to attack them and try and weed through them. Yeah, absolutely. And
then once you get through those hurdles, you learn a lot. And that's where you're at now. That's why you got to get this out. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to start doing a little bit on the beach this week and definitely put something together, because
I got to tell you, the Deus, I've done my studying. I got to tell you, I kind of got to, unless there's something more to it than I know. I honestly think I did pretty well learning the controls, the machine. I did a little cheat sheet for myself for when I get out there. Now I just need to get it over targets. I want to start with it on the beach. Right now, the beach in this area is horrible. So I do look forward to getting out with that Deus and using it. So trying that a little more. But I was really impressed with my knowledge. How do I put it? Like as I'm reading the book and I'm reading the instructions, I'm like, I had knowledge of almost the only thing I don't know how to do and mess with yet is this equalizer and the tones. The one thing I wish is you only have 2 sets of tones, and I wish that they had a different. And I know I can go in and tweak the tones, but I don't. I just wish they had more options than the 2 they give you.
Well, I mean, if you have harmonic tones and then you have the piezo type tone, I mean, what other tones do you want?
I don't know.
Like I know you said you like the grunty iron sounds, but I think you can tune that. I think
it does. It does give you low iron sounds on.
I mean, I think you can change those tones in that machine.
Yeah, I know that's what, but I don't know how yet. That's the one thing I haven't learned yet. Maybe once I figure it out, I will. But other than that, all the other stuff I was pretty familiar with, and I was like, oh, okay, I know what this does and what this does, and and maybe when I'm out there, if there's I got to make an adjustment, I can. So I'm looking forward to coming along with that. All right, so let's do our giveaways.
It's very cool when you hit the peak of that hill and you're down the other side and the stuff starts to make sense to you. And I'm excited. I'm excited now. I'm excited to get down. I think now the time machine's really going to kill it for me.
I love it. I'm glad. I hope it is truly a game changer for the hobby. Really do. I like to see that the improvements coming out there. All right, so who's doing what? I got the wheel all set up.
All right, here we go. I got a 1910 V Liberty V nickel. With the V on the back.
Victory nickel.
Victory nickel. Okay. And we're gonna do just for giggles. I was going through the safe, and years ago I used to work at a movie theater, and I acquired a couple of still photos of some characters.
One of those 24-hour theaters.
Yeah.
The smoke-filled room.
And your feet stick to the floor. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I acquired printed. Now, of course, these are not original prints, but they're aftermarket prints. You can actually find these on eBay. They sell for about $20 a piece. But these show a little bit of wear, but they're very good quality. So
I thought it was Expedition Unknown. Okay, that's cool.
we're gonna give away a Bud Abbott and Lou Costello along with this Liberty nickel. So one lucky winner will win both prizes.
That's cool.
And it's something a little different. You know what I'm saying?
And I already picked a name.
I thought that was Steve and Mark Hoover for a second, but
yeah, your ass there, Bud Abbott. All right, Dean Lanza. Dean Lanza, you have 1 minute to answer up, and he's going to be a Facebook user. So Dean Lanza, you have 1 minute. And dude, I used to watch Abbott and Costello.
Love them guys.
Like regularly, like every weekend.
Well, in the future, we're not going to do them all tonight, but I've got some Three Stooges.
Oh, now you're talking my language here, baby.
Non Frank and Steve photos.
Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah, Humphrey Bogart.
Yeah,
I respect Humphrey Bogart because a 76-year-old man in a lead in the movie was still making other the 26-year-old co-stars swoon. I always loved that.
For Jim Lanza.
I want to marry you, but you're only 13. Yeah, but you're a star.
Dean Lanza. Did I say Jim? I meant Dean. Oh shit. Did I say Dean the whole time, or did I say Jim?
I don't listen to you. Why would you ask me that?
I don't know, but Dean Lanza, you got 1 minute. I'll give him a few more seconds. I would have thought he would have thought with the last name he'd have been the one. So, Dean Lanza, we're going to give you just a little bit of extra time. Dean Lanza, oh, great. I just saw Rich Clark is watching. Great. Another one that likes to get me in trouble. He's another one. He likes to get me in trouble. All right, so I'm about ready to call it on Dean. Oh, yeah, Dean's had 1.5 minutes. So that was 1.5 minutes for Dean because I said his name wrong. So we're going to pick another name. Dean is null and void. And the next name on the block is Ian Aiken. And I know I just saw him posting. So
Ian Aiken, I know. I just saw him 2
Yeah.
seconds ago.
So he's here. So Ian, congratulations. He can answer up, but we know he's there. So Ian Aiken, you win that prize. Because I know I literally just saw him. So we'll just put that out for him.
There he is.
Yeah.
All right. He knows to contact me.
He's there.
All right. Let's do a trifecta today.
We got ourselves a trifecta.
Apparently, Mr. Draper's in the house, but I can't see him. This must be his stage name, Facebook user.
You know who else? Oh, hold on. Oh, Damian Wolfart. Damian Wolfart, Mr. Florida man himself. You got 1 minute. I saw a lot of friends in the chat tonight. I saw Mark Anthony.
Yeah, I saw Mark Anthony pop in. Hoover must have been there. I didn't see his name, but everybody was saying hi to him.
Yep.
And you know who else was there? Drew Greer.
Drew Greer was there. I saw Drew, yeah.
Yeah. And Damian Wolfart, you got 1 minute. And Tim Draper, man, I'll tell you what, that was a good show, great show with Gypsy Jules on.
I thought you were going to say with D.A. Frank, but I haven't been invited on that show yet.
Yeah, good try, bud. All right, good try. So I'll tell you what, Mr. Draper, if you can tell us when the next show's coming out, I'd like to know. Uncharted Expedition. I'd really like to know when the next one's coming out, Tim. So please. All right. So Damian Wolfart, you went over a minute. Over a minute. So we're gonna call. We got to get a winner here. We need a winner. We need a winner. And
Pick Don Wednesday. Maybe this time he'll get his prize.
Barb Connell.
Barb Connell. Watch, she probably went to bed.
Yeah, you know what?
Either that or the Facebook SWAT team just kicked in her door and put her under arrest again.
Well, that wouldn't be bad. So Barb Connell, you got 1 minute. She should be here.
He was here, but you know, at Barb's age, she goes in and out a little bit. I'm afraid of her.
She'll kick your ass, dude.
I know.
But if she hasn't answered by now, she's got like another 20 seconds. But yeah, I'm having pumpkin seeds. Okay, I know I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm doing it.
Somebody said it sounded like you said Jim on that first guy's name, but the way you were smashing the food into your mouth, it may have come out Jim instead.
I'm smashing. I'm doing my imitation of the parrot. All right, she was helping someone write a grad paper, so I guess she's out. So, Barb, sorry, Barb, we got to get a winner. This is we have got who?
Dwight drops out and everybody goes home.
Okay.
Robert Dix.
Robert Dix. I know Robert.
But is he here?
Yeah.
Robert was with me when I fried my phone in the ocean.
And then so he actually came back to Detect America after meeting you?
We're going out again. He's coming back down in April.
No, he's not.
That's what he told me.
He ain't coming anywhere near you. That's for sure. Robert Dix. Did everybody leave?
I know. I saw a lot of people saying they're
There's
good
still like 90 in the chat, so.
There he is.
There he is.
He's there.
Of course he's here.
We got Robert Dix in the house. I don't understand how the guy met you and I don't know, wanted to talk to you a second time.
People appreciate my talents. Just saying.
Okay. One more.
Yeah.
Okay, what I got here for let's start these guys off and collecting tokens. I have a token here. All right, this is, hang on, it's tiny, so I'm going to try to remember what it is. Company, okay. Public Service Company of New Hampshire, one fare.
Oh, the
Now-
transit authority token.
Yeah, it's a transit authority token. I went on eBay just to kind of figure out what it is, and looking from the design, it's basically 1940. And on eBay, they're selling for like $12.
Yeah,
So-
those transit tokens have become quite collectible.
Yeah,
So-
tokens can be expensive.
Yep. And
All
I
right.
just thought that'd be cool as a giveaway tonight.
All right, I like it. And we're spinning. Like my head is spinning after this show. That's weird. We had Barb Connell. Now we have Christopher O'Connell.
Chris O'Connell.
O'Connell. Man, what a show tonight, man. It was like from all different angles. I got Rich and Elaine showing up.
I just want to say, yeah, you guys break my balls about how slow I drive, and I love Rich and Elaine, but you know, that hour and a half drive they had is literally 30 miles away. So 30 miles.
Stop it. I drive with Rich. He drives a lot better than you do. Don't even try
He
that.
may drive straighter, but he don't drive faster.
O'Connell. Christopher O'Connell. Just because you're younger, just because he's older than you, don't mean he drives slower.
I didn't say I didn't say he drives slower. He's not driving faster.
Hey, maybe they took a pull off at Honeymoon Island.
We had dinner right basically right down the causeway from Honeymoon Island tonight.
Because we know. All right, Christopher O'Connell, you are null and void.
I'll have to say, you think I'm impatient? I don't like to wait in lines, man. The wait tonight at the restaurant was about 20, 25 minutes, and Rich is like immediately like, "You got any backups?" He's like, "I don't want to stay."
Well, because you don't like seafood.
I know.
They had
Michael
hamburgers.
McGee. Let's see if Michael McGee stayed there. Who stayed around?
89 people, right at
Hey,
this
listen.
moment in time.
Listen, Rich is the only guy I know. We went to a crab fest, and Rich ate fried chicken.
Okay, 89. Yeah, well, this restaurant had chicken, and he wanted to. He actually said, "He goes, I hope they have burgers. I want a burger," and he got a big ass burger.
Yeah, they had good burgers there.
Yeah, burgers
Michael
and chicken.
McGee.
I had stuffed grouper. Oh my god!
Well, it's good because you were in a group. You have to be in a group for grouper.
Well, I figured I've only had the seafood pot pie about 12 times in the past 4 weeks, so I figured it was time to try something different. Next time, I'm going back to the pot.
I'm the same way. I will go and order the same thing.
If
every
I like
time.
it, that's it, baby. I'll order it over and over again.
But then you get to a point where you're like, yeah, all right, maybe after the 15th time, it's time to try.
They got a lot of other stuff there I like. It's just I'm afraid to change for when I find something I really like.
So Michael McGee, guess what? You're going to be upset because you're null and void. Wow, everybody ducked out on us, dude. All
I'm
right.
telling you, the number hasn't dropped that much. I'm looking. We're just picking the wrong ones.
Oh, here was someone. Now, this person, I saw him chatting
I don't know.
earlier. Scott Newton Strawbridge. So he was in the chat earlier.
I realize it changes every
Scott Newton Strawbridge
That's why when you're done,
and Clothier.
people watch it. 400 people.
Scott Newton Strawbridge, you're on the
Yeah,
block.
Al Oldette says, "Keep going. You'll eventually get to his name."
Are you sure your name's on there, Al? Ooh. Scott Newton Strawbridge.
There he is.
He's there? Good, good. All right, you saw it. There he is. Great. Congratulations.
Now remember, everybody, message me or email either way your address.
So
If we don't get you by the end of next week, all the prizes any prizes unclaimed go back into the drawing.
So Ron,
Yes.
we're not going to be able to make it Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
Are you staying until Sunday or Monday?
We're staying Sunday. Probably leave Sunday night.
I just got a word that Michael McGee was watching in the chat from Beyond Sight and Sound, but that still should be the same chat. I thought.
It should be.
If it's not, I will check it out, Mike. And if it's not, you contact me and I'll send you some. I'll send you a coin or something.
Yeah.
Look
So
for it.
anyways,
Christmas.
out next week.
Yeah.
On the 25th, it's my birthday. So on the following Monday, the 28th, we are going to give away some nice prizes. There'll definitely be a silver dollar, a silver half, a silver quarter to celebrate my birthday. So we'll do some nice prizes.
And
So
Rich's birthday is what, the 27th?
Okay, yeah.
And then somewhere floating around in the ether is another birthday, right in there. That
Yeah, Rich Fonts.
yeah.
So if you want, Ron, if you want,
Yes.
if you want to do dinner Sunday night, you want to come up this way?
On the way home, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to leave to get here around dinner time, and we can go to Paulo's down to that place that has the lobster.
Oh, my wife would love that. Yeah, I'll talk to her when we get done with the show. I'm sure she'll be game for that.
Yeah, my wife's pulling some kind of scam on Saturday night. I know it, and here comes the wacko now.
I'm probably going to go to Frenchie's and have seafood pot pie.
What, do you eat there every day now or what?
You know what? The bad thing is it's literally 10 minutes away.
Yeah. it is,
So if
you know.
you do, Ron, if you do want to come Sunday, just let me know. We have to get a reservation for that place.
I'll talk to the wife when we're done.
They're easy to get, but we just have you can't go there without a reservation.
Right, I get you.
Yeah. So, all right, you want to say goodnight, Ron?
All right, everybody. Great show tonight. Dwayne, excellent guest. Excellent
Yeah,
guest.
except his
High
name's
energy.
Dwight.
You gotta love that guy.
Yeah, you can call him Dwayne.
That's all right. You called him
Oh,
Drew.
Dwight. I'm sorry. I called him Dwayne. I'm sorry.
You know, you had to bring that up, huh?
I know I did.
Everybody
Dwight,
knew who I was.
Dwight, I
talking
just want to say I'm the only one that didn't get your name wrong at any point in time tonight.
You screw everything else up. Just leave it be.
Sorry about that, Dwight.
All right, my man Ron. Good night,
Oh.
buddy.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great night.
And now it's just me and you to close out the show.
Yeah.
That was so funny, Elaine and Rich being there.
Yeah. You didn't tell Steve anything, did you? You didn't tell Steve. I wanted to be surprised. Steve, like, I'm watching you, Elaine.
Listen, you didn't even know I was here. I'm serious.
No, we had no idea, dude. No idea.
But you guys are going to Texas this week together?
We are going out Wednesday. We are going
Good.
out to a beach south of me. And
Okay.
we're going to go
Good.
hit it up. I'm going to go run the Manicore's new program and see how I have to tweak it for the salt water. And
Is he wrong?
I don't-
His hair?
Listen, I don't think that's going to be very hard. These machines are made for salt water anymore, dude. So
I am just matter of fact, I got to talk to my buddy Andy Savage because we were both frustrated with certain aspects of it.
you know,
And,
I put on a show.
Just a game
We're
changer.
broadcasting.
I'm sure you are.
You know, this is what I get.
I'm sure you are.
All right, so it's been confirmed that different chats on different pages are their own chat.
She's so cute.
Now we got to figure that out.
Michael McGee, PM me, buddy, and I will send you something out.
Yeah, I was watching. I got the names off of YouTube, but I didn't think about any time. All right, get us out of here. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
All right, good night.
Bye.
Hit that button, please.
Goodbye.
My
Goodbye.
wife's bothering.